Hello and welcome to Parallax, where we look at life from how we work. Joining us today is Mary Rose Madden. Mary Rose is a reporter with WYPR, the local NPR affiliate in Baltimore, Maryland. Mary Rose, welcome to Parallax. Talk a little bit about what a typical day looks like in the life of an intrepid reporter.
Okay. Well, I guess it depends on if I'm working on a story or looking for a story. But typical day, go into the office, emails, calls, see what's come in, go through the news, and talk to people about what's happening that day. If there's an important event that's happening, make sure somebody's covering it and we have everything we need to do it. If not, get back to working on the story I was working on, transcribing tape, going through the tape with a highlighter, looking for research that I need to complete the story.
Where do story ideas come from? Are they handed to you? Do you nose them out yourself?
Most of the time, people don't hand me a story, including my editor. I rarely get assigned a story. So I'm always sort of reading the news and finding what questions, to me, are left unanswered about a situation or a problem that's out there.
At what point do you start editing it? Are you transcribing these stories, or?
Yeah, so depending on how good the interview is, I transcribe it right away if it's really good. And it's time consuming, but to me, it's the only way. I need a transcript because I need to remember exactly what the person said so that I can ask questions related to that. And also, when I go to write my piece, I'll need that to be able to cut the tape accurately and write the piece, correctly.
So it seems like what you're doing is like newspaper reporting, but then you've got to mount this onto the stage, and the stage is radio for people. And so the writing is different, the whole experience of it is different.
It starts with, I brought some of my tools with
Okay.
me. Starts with a Marantz. You go out there and start taping people, different mics, headphones, different things that accompany this, but this is the machine, kind of go out and record people. Notepad, pen, take some notes, go back, load everything into your computer, start transcribing, and then laying it up on my computer to see how it could sound and start writing my script.
At what point do the story is fully written and you've got your quotes and stuff in place, so you have it, you write the script, it's written on paper on the computer screen, and it's at that point that you go into the studio and record your pieces, and then you start editing it together?
It goes to an editor first, and he or she looks at the script, and you talk about what's in the story, and I often tell the editor what's not in the story, what I couldn't fit in, and if they think it's important, and goes through a little editing, or sometimes a lot of editing, then you're ready to go. Once you get the okay, go into the studio, you voice your tracks, the part that you're going to be saying, and then you take that back to your computer, you cut those tracks up, and you mix them with the sound. Mix it all together, put it in the computer system, and they play it over the airwaves.
What's the average length of a radio story that you produce?
4 minutes. Yep, they're 4 minutes, some are 7 minutes, and then I have done 22-minute pieces. Mm-hmm.
And you've also produced series of pieces, so like a 4-minute show, but spread out, but a recurring thing where you kind of dive in a little bit deeper.
Yep, I've done independently. I've done a series on mental health care. So it was about how the ACA affected mental health, or was going to affect mental health care. 2.5 months later, I did a 5-part series. Each piece was 4 minutes long. And then, let's see, about 3 years ago, yep, I went to Rwanda on a fellowship, came back, and for a few months worked on a 4-part series. Yep, a 4-part series on 18 years after Rwanda. So it was like the next generation of survivors.
It's really interesting to hear about the story making process in radio because it's a different beast than what I'm accustomed to. You can find out more about Mary Rose Madden at WYPR.org. There's a newsroom tab on the webpage. You can also follow Mary Rose on Twitter at Mary Rose Madden. And until next time, keep it between the white line and the ditches.